In a stunning moment of clarity and raw honesty, 50 Cent has finally broken his silence on the complicated trio of Lil Meech, Big Meech, and Rick Ross, delivering a message that fans have been waiting on for years, filled with unresolved tension, brotherhood, betrayal, and a lingering demand for respect. 50 Cent has never been one to hold his tongue. In fact, his entire career is built on the premise that silence is weakness and truth is power. But when it comes to the storm surrounding BMF, Rick Ross, and the divided energy between him and the Meech legacy, Fifth had remained cryptic until now. For the first time, 50 Cent has peeled back the curtain and let the world into his personal thoughts on Rick Ross, Lil Meech, and the man who started it all, Big Meech. And the internet hasn't stopped buzzing since. According to 50, some relationships are forever scarred, some are still worth protecting, and others, well, they come with conditions. Let's unpack the weight of this bombshell. Let's start with what could arguably be the biggest headline. 50 Cent made it clear, Rick Ross will forever be his enemy. There was no sugarcoating, no metaphorical fence-sitting, just pure, unapologetic confirmation that this beef isn't a rap gimmick or entertainment stunt. It's real. Ross can never be cool with me, 50 stated. He crossed lines that can't be uncrossed. That's a powerful statement, especially coming from someone who has sparred with giants like Ja Rule, The Game, and Diddy. But the issue with Ross runs deeper than music. It's legacy, betrayal, and the unshakable feeling that Rick Ross tried to undermine everything 50 worked for with BMF. You can't stand next to something you didn't build and pretend it's yours, and then try to erase the person who brought it back to life. He said in reference to Ross trying to produce his own BMF film after mocking 50's series budget. But if Ross is the enemy, Lil Meech is something entirely different. A complex bond exists between 50 and Demetrius, Lil Meech, Flannery Jr., one that straddles the lines of mentorship, fatherhood, and brotherhood. When 50 Cent said, Lil Meech is like my son, fans immediately felt the emotion behind it. There are times when he'll do things I don't like, but that's what sons do, 50 confessed. It's the first time we've heard 50 Cent publicly acknowledge the rift between him and Lil Meech, especially after Meech was removed from the cast of BMF and replaced in a controversial move that sparked online backlash. Despite the professional fallout, 50's words show a deep-seated love for the young actor. I took that boy and taught him how to stand in front of the camera, how to hold a scene, how to lead a show. You think I did that just to throw him away? He questioned, almost offensively. That line alone speaks volumes about the emotional weight 50 Cent has been carrying behind closed doors. Even when Lil Meech lashed out publicly after his departure, 50 never clapped back with malice. He kept it silent, and now we know why. The most haunting part of 50 Cent's revelation, however, was about the man who started it all, Big Meech. There was no venom in his voice, no rant, no attack, just one cold sentence that hung heavy in the air like smoke in a closed room. I'm still waiting for a public apology. That's it, and yet it says everything. Big Meech, once seen as an ally, has shifted in 50's eyes, and it's likely due to the recent series of events, including Meech's rumored support of Rick Ross' upcoming BMF film, and his indirect role in the removal of Lil Meech from the original BMF series. 50 Cent isn't necessarily asking for loyalty, but he is asking for acknowledgement, respect, and above all, truth. You don't bite the hand that fed your son, gave him his first shot, his name on screen. If I was wrong, say I was wrong. If I wasn't, then let the world know what it is. 50 stated with ice in his voice. What's clear is that this isn't about contracts, shows, or production credits anymore. This is about principle. For 50 Cent, every move he's made with the BMF story was about legacy and authenticity. He wanted to bring the story to life with honesty, grit, and realness. And for a while, he thought he had the blessing of the family that inspired it. But as new players entered the scene, loyalty got murky, intentions got blurred, and betrayal crept in quietly. So what does this mean for the future? Well, it depends on what happens next. 50 Cent hasn't closed the door on Lil Meech. If anything, he left it cracked open. He's still young, still learning. Maybe he'll come around. Maybe he won't. But I'll still look out from afar. That's the sound of a man who's been hurt, but isn't holding grudges. On Big Meech, however, it's a waiting game. 50 won't move until he gets that public apology. whether it over phone call, an interview, or social media. He wants the truth out there, for the fans, for the culture, for himself. I didn't build BMF to be thrown away. I built it to be remembered. And Rick Ross? That's a done deal. According to 50, the line is permanently drawn in the sand. He's not part of my story. Never will be. Not in this life or the next. Harsh, but honest. And that's exactly who 50 Cent is. The fans, of course, are now divided. Social media is ablaze with reactions, with some taking sides and others begging for unity. But the one universal takeaway is this. 50 Cent said what needed to be said. He's owned his part in the drama, shown grace to those who strayed, and stood firm against those who betrayed. That takes a rare kind of strength. So, where do we go from here? For Lil Meech, it's redemption season. He has an open lane to rebuild the bridge with 50, if he chooses to. For Big Meech, the spotlight's on him. That apology, if it ever comes, could shift the entire narrative. And for Rick Ross, well, he might want to start working on a different film, because the BMF throne isn't his to sit on. One thing's for